Like, nah, UFC, like, if you're a dog, you a dog.
We here.
You already know we are back. Matter of fact, I had to hit that 3 times. Well, technically 4, but I had to hit that 3 times in a row because it's fucking season 3 of the fucking Let Me Rap With You show. It's your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this, producer's new favorite podcast, as always. Appreciate y'all for showing love throughout the bye week. As y'all can see, I'm tired. I've rarely been sleeping. And y'all been freaking keeping me up with these damn notifications. But love y'all. But we back. We had to start season 3 a day early, due to, important scheduling. Got the family back here. You already know.
You already know, Moolah.
Got your guy Lung Stuffers here back in the building.
You already know. And shout out my boy Rue. Woo. You already know. We had to schedule a day early, so it was my fault. I didn't get to let everybody know on time. That's my fault. So if y'all asking where he is, that's my fault. But my man here in spirit, you feel me? You already know. But that's not what this is about. We turning it up for the first episode for season 3. We got a very, very special guest. A great friend of mine, but a very, very special guest. For those who are in the boxing, for those, especially up here, we up here in the East Coast, for those who tap in. I don't think I need to really say much of an introduction.
Yeah.
15-1 right now on the record. Mm-hmm. And the official 2024 Golden Gloves Champion.
Yes, sir.
We got Nyseem Deebo Franklin in the fucking building.
Yeah.
Broham, it's great to have you on here, bro. I'm dare say, long overdue, but it's great to have you on here, man. How you feeling?
I'm good. How you?
I'm good, man. And like I said, we had to reschedule and come today because you actually have to you got a match coming.
Yep. Golden Gloves Nationals start Monday morning, so I fly out tomorrow.
We got fly out at
to Oklahoma, somewhere in Oklahoma.
So you going for 2025?
Yeah, 2020. Yep. So I won the Golden Gloves this year as well.
Yeah. Okay.
You already know, man. How's that feel, man? 2 years in a row.
Feel good, actually. I'm really glad that I get to compete in the national this year and just showcase my talents. Not just in the state anymore. I got the state. I already know nobody.
That's the one thing I was tapping in early, now, like in the States.
Now it's like everybody that the states that did compete. Everybody meet up one spot and we see who the best in the country is.
Oh,
that's fine.
So how do you feel about going with the best in the country now? How do you feel mentally knowing that you already dominated your state? Now you're about to go against the best of every state now. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Always up for a challenge, bro. Like always. So I'm just ready to get out there and just see what they got to offer. And
you familiar with anybody out there?
No.
You never heard of like any of your opponents?
Mm-mm. All right, so you're going out there on dog status. Yeah. All right. How do you feel also with the format? With the you win one night, you're on to the next night. Different, but good for activity. Activity wise is good. You feel it's gonna keep you hungry? Yeah, for sure. Because you gotta think about it. Every round is gonna get better. Because you gotta think about it. If I won this round, the next guy won that round, so he feeling it just like I'm feeling it. You get what I'm saying?
No,
all the way to the end. So everybody gonna come in feeling. How do you feel fatigue wise, knowing that this is probably gonna be one of your first times being able to run it, back to back, assuming that you win every night because we know that's how you coming. Fatigue wise, I'm not really worried. I know I put the work in. So just gonna let the work show for itself. It's the fun part now. It's the fun part. So how about mentally? You feel like mentally you're prepared, all the way around? Because a lot of people don't understand it. It comes more with just putting the gloves on and getting in there. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you asked me that because not to get off track. I've been dealing with a lot as of lately. And like I was telling y'all before, going live, like my family traveling with me. It's not happening this time. It's my first time fighting without my family around, my lady and my daughter. So it's different.
First time fighting adversity right now.
Yeah, it's different. And like I said, we're just dealing with some things right now with my family and all that. But at the end of the day, they know how to be there physically. I don't even be watching. So, just gotta go out there and
gotta go out there and show
focused.
off. Yeah, bring it home.
No, for sure, we're gonna see a different side of you. Yeah, we're gonna see a different fighter this week.
You gotta use that in the ring.
And speaking of seeing a different side, I actually want to go back to the beginning, you know, just growing up, like, where did the passion for boxing come for you at? Like, at what age?
So as a like elementary school, I fought a lot.
You from Philly, right?
Yeah, I'm from Philly, from North Philly.
Yeah,
so I fought a lot growing up, and I always wanted to fight the biggest guy in the room. Like I would sometimes just start just to see if I could win. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I always wanted the challenge as a kid, and my RP to my uncle Gator, like, you know, he's like a father figure to me growing up. He actually mean a lot to me.
Right.
He's the first person to take me to the gym, first person to teach me how to fight, everything. So I
feel like that's a Philly thing too.
Yeah, my first. So I went to school on 15th and Catherine down South Philly. If you're not familiar with it, it was called UICS.
Okay.
Down the street was Fitz. I believe like 17th or 18th Fitzwater is a gym called Mary Anderson. He took me there. My first time ever putting a pair of gloves on. I got whooped. I went in there big headed. I don't care about.
How did you feel the first time you put them gloves on?
It felt good. Like I said, I came in there like, this is what I do.
Thought you was about the street fight.
Yeah, this is what I do. Okay. I don't remember the kid's name. He whooped me. He whooped me bad. And my uncle was like, you know, he like, how you like,
how you feel after that?
How I feel after that. I was like, man, like I gotta get him back.
Yeah.
And he is like, so you would come back here? I said, yeah, I would. And it's just been up from there. But I didn't start competing at a young age at all. Growing up, I really had a passion for football, like a huge passion. I've been a huge football fan my whole life, so I had a passion. Like I always liked to fight though, but football was like really something I really liked to do. So that's what I did growing up. I didn't start actually going back to the boxing gym until I got in, I want to say 9th grade. I played football like, you know, little league growing up.
Right.
And everything. So,
what position you played in football?
I played DN and linebacker for the Oxford Circle Raiders.
Okay.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Were you any good?
Yeah. I went defensive MVP and all that.
You know, what drove you away from that, if you don't mind me asking?
I actually had a heartbreak, you know, with the sport.
Okay.
So growing up, like I said, I fought a lot as a kid and all that. So I was never able to really go to regular schools. I went to a lot of disciplinary schools growing up.
Gotcha.
And I just knew I was one of those kids that knew he had talent. Like anything I decided to play or do or anything,
it's just natural.
I know I could do it. So I never really took life for nothing really serious. Like I had love and passion for things, but I never put the work in growing up. So I just knew I could do it. If I want to play ball that day, I knew I could play ball with the best player.
Yeah, we just gonna do it. That's what we did.
Yeah.
So, so in high school, I finally got out of my disciplinary school and I got transferred to Gratz, Simon Gratz.
Right.
You know, I texted coach before I even got there. I was telling him like I'm interested in playing. He asked me do I have any experience. I said not since little league. So I'm thinking this around like 11th grade now. You know, I work out. We practicing, and I'm like good. I'm good. I'm with the first scout team, kickoff, everything.
Yeah.
So mind you, in disciplinary school, the format's totally different. Like I'm not used to having 25, 30 kids in one classroom. Disciplinary school, we got 5 kids at max in one classroom.
Facts.
So it's like my first week of school, I get suspended because I don't got a school ID, and I'm like, don't y'all supply those? Like, crazy. How do we? So it's like, all right, y'all supply those. Like, how am I getting in trouble for it? So they said it was mandatory for the students to go, but I don't know the format here. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. And in school, you can't. If you get suspended the day of the game, you got to sit out a half.
Yeah.
So I had to sit out. And a half. We playing Imhotep, and I invited all my people and everything to come. And this was a special thing for me because growing up, my mom worked a lot. My mom got 6 kids. You know, she worked out hard. Like, you know, she never was around. So,
right.
So she never really got to see me during my little league. I was pretty good in little league, man. You know, all my friends was there and stuff, but my mom never came. So this is my first time my mom was ever gonna see me play football ever in her life. She heard all the stories about me being good in the neighborhood. She never got to see me though.
Right.
So when she came,
I wanted to be special. So I knew what type of game I was gonna have.
Yeah.
So second half come, I go to the coach like, "Are you gonna put me in?" Like, I'm ready. Like second half, I come right up to him. He like, yeah, I got you. Time went by. Time
He
went
ain't
by.
never
They put
played
me
you,
in
huh?
Garbage time.
He ain't never playing.
I was so hurt.
Yeah.
Like so hurt. Like
Mhm.
it really,
No, I know.
It did something to me, and it's just like, and it's looking back at it, I shouldn't have done it, but I kind of gave up.
Yeah, you
right
feel like the
then
sport
there.
let you down.
Yeah.
You
I
feel like
feel
the
like
sport
I
let
just
you
went-
down.
I just gave up.
I
I
know what
lost
you
the
mean.
passion
Yeah.
to play football.
Yeah.
So after that, I kind of just like left the full football
You
playing.
can
thing
control
alone.
boxing.
Yeah.
And then did you just gravitate straight to boxing, or like what drove you? What drove you back to the gym after that heartbreak from football?
Okay, so I was working. So this was my first job. Was working for my cousin. He owned a seafood spot called Soul Fed Philly. Okay. And I was always like I said, I watched sports. So I was a kid, so I knew the boxers, local boxers from like Danny Garcia. I knew about Jerron Ennis already, and stuff like that. So we working, and Jerron Ennis comes in.
Shit.
And he like, this is like third, fourth time. I never really noticed him. I never seen him in person. So like, in and out, he just taking food, take out. So my cousin and them, they like, who seem that's Jerron Ennis. Why you don't be saying nothing to him? And I'm like, that's Boots. That's Boots. And they like, yeah, they're like, go, yeah. Cause growing up as a kid, I was like, no, I should just be shadow boxing. Like, we could be on the court or I just randomly start shadow boxing.
Right.
Growing up,
They already saw an opportunity
so
in
they,
the situation.
So they like, bro, why you don't know? You always in the kitchen shadow boxing, like why you don't say nothing to him?
Yeah.
So one day he's leaving out, and I called him by his name, called Boots. He turned around and they like, my cousin come on, my older cousin. He tell him like about we introduced each other. Well, he invite me to the gym.
Shit, nice.
Off the rip, invite me to the gym. You know me, I'm being it's the Philly dog, and I'm like, all right, we gonna rumble. I'm saying off the rip, like I'm like, all right, man, I'm thinking like that's what he invite me to the gym to do.
Yeah.
Facts. He start laughing. I'm like, what you laughing for? You don't think I can get in there with you? He like, just come down. We exchange numbers.
Yeah, you go.
Come
You
down.
gonna work. You gonna see. You gonna see the environment.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong. I didn't even put on a pair of gloves probably for like a whole 3 weeks. My first day in the gym came the next day. He had me stepping, working on my stance,
footwork,
like stepping with my punches. I was totally wrong. I was fighting southpaw when I'm really orthodox. Your dominant hand in the back. In the street fight, you got your dominant hand in the front.
You ready to punch on something. You ready to punch on something.
So I'm just like, I'm feeling awkward. He telling me it's cool. Everybody feel this way.
Facts.
He showing me the proper way to punch, and I'm just like, yeah, I got a little experience, but like I said, I never really competed, so I'm so used to fighting this way.
Facts.
It feels awkward to fight this way.
Well,
so,
it's not your natural. It's not your natural stance.
For the first week, he just had me stepping around the ring, stepping, throwing
one step. I
I
already know. Yeah, and you can't let your hand drop neither because then you gotta restart. Facts.
The next day,
I've been there.
Add the right hand. Add the right.
1 2 1 2.
The next day, 1 2 3.
Yep.
Stepping. Now, the next day, going backwards. Like this was
the fundamentals.
That was just the first.
He's teaching you the shit that you're gonna use all the time when you step in there without you even realizing.
Yep. And then we just doing a little calisthenics afterwards. So it was like I was just like so happy to be like in the gym with him. So it made me want to be there every day. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I always knew I could do these things as a kid, so I never really took them serious. So I was just happy with the fact I was just in the ring, in the gym, around Jerron Ennis and all these, and I started seeing all these.
The type of access you had was different.
Yeah, so I was just cool with being there. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't really taking. You didn't even understand. You didn't even understand where you were stepping at. You thought it was just cool.
How long ago was this when that you're talking about from right now? Like how long ago was that you're talking about?
This was maybe 2018.
2018.
What gym they were in at that time?
Philly 101. It was down like Frankfurt
and Venango?
Like Frankfurt and Church.
All right. Because I remember when they was on Venango, they was on the second floor. I trained there for a little bit with them. Okay, that was young boots.
Yep. So I started working with Bo and Boots when they was at Philly 101.
Okay.
So I was there. We was there for a while. But like I said, I was learning. Don't get me wrong. Bo, best trainer in the city.
Yeah, people don't even very underestimated.
Bo, very Bo don't play around.
Very dedicated to the
Bo
fundamentals, and he
yeah.
don't play.
Boots' dad, that's Bo, by the way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know Bozzy.
He don't
Yeah.
play around.
Yeah, they'll send you home.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even like your
Yeah.
attitude walking in
Yeah.
the gym. They'll send you home.
There's no playtime.
Yeah, like we're not like this. This is work.
So I knew, like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, Bo not a mean person, nothing like that. But if he see you on BS, he won't even give you the time of day.
Yeah.
No, it's structure.
And like I
That's how it's
said,
supposed to be.
I was just happy to be in there, so I was BSing around.
Right.
BSing around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not until I want to say when they moved gyms to Philly Next Champ, which is up more northeast side. They had transfer gyms because Philly 101 shut down. That's when I knew. This was probably like 3 years ago.
Okay.
That's when I knew. This one I wanted to compete. This one I'm like I've been around y'all for so many years, and I'm just like happy to be around y'all. Like this is what I want to do. I fell in love with the working out and everything. I stopped being so starstruck. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like that's when I decided, all right, I gotta leave this gym. So that's when I decided to leave Bo and them. Not due to nothing they did. Like I said, it was all love. They always welcomed me and everything. But I had to go find myself.
You have to follow your own lane. You have to get in your lane.
Because being here, I never 100% felt like I belonged. I was just here on some like.
He invited me here.
Yeah.
It's too much traffic in this
You know
lane.
what I'm
It's too
saying?
much traffic in this lane.
And
I can't.
They like this. Bo got champions in.
Right.
These prospects, champions, people that's coming out, all type of accolades in the amateurs. Like these, like
You had to do it. You had to do it on your time and your lane, and you had to pick your peoples. It had to be your. It had to come together.
Yeah. So that's when I left. I went to 365 on 5th and Burks, and I started working with Greg Hackett. Greg Hackett also trained with us at Philly 101, so I was familiar with Greg.
I thought you looked familiar. I be watching GHB TV all the time.
Yeah,
That's my boy. I be watching that nigga. I be tapped in.
I hit Greg up. I'm like, Greg, I want to come work down with you. He like, you leaving Bo and them? And it was like surprise because like nobody leave Bo and them.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, like bro, I gotta do it on my own.
Right.
He like, all right, come down, check me out. And when I tell you, it was one of the best. It was the best decision of my life.
Greg know what he talking about.
It was the best decision of my life, like leaving and finding myself, because I felt that's when, I love this. I had the passion. I liked sports, the boxing thing and all that. This one, I really knew I wanted to do this. Like, I wanted to do this. I want to compete. I know I can compete. So, like, for me, from being with Bozzy and Boots and to me now, I'm a whole different man. Like, a whole different man.
Do you feel that's because you learned to pick your own lane? Like, a lot of people wouldn't understand how to do that. A lot of people would look at Boots and say, like, damn, I got the ride. I'm in the perfect situation, and not knowing that, like, that's gonna block you from being who you really can be. You realize that whether or not you knew it or not at the moment, but you realized that you was in a good place, but that place wasn't for you, and you knew you had to find your lane for you to be the fighter that you are today and moving forward.
What is Greg giving to you that you feel like you might not have been getting from Bozzy too?
Like I said, it was my own doing. Like, I was BSing around, so I was kind of pulling it back in. But I was growing up. I always been an observant person, so I learned a lot just from watching. Like, you can literally learn so much just from paying attention to detail in the boxing gym. So just think about it. Boots one of the best fighters in the world, if not the best fighter in the world. I can get to see his work ethic every day, and this along with the other people in the boxing gym. You got B.Y. Jennings in the boxing, then you got Ishmael Muhammad. He a prospect coming up. Like, I'm around these type of people every day. So even if I'm just hitting the bag, I'm still visualizing. And don't get me wrong, they work with me sometimes.
You see how they hit the bag. So you want to hit the bag like them.
So I learned, like, that's where my style come from now. So so it helps me. It's a con and a pro in the amateurs for me right now. I got a pro style of fighting. A pro style of fighting is more pace, picking shots.
Yeah, you don't throw as many punches.
Amateurs, they want you.
You gotta let your hands go. You got a little bit of time, and you gotta let it go.
How many rounds in the amateur fight?
3.
And
it's 2 minute rounds, right?
2 minute rounds if you novice. Novice mean you got less than 10 fights, and
open classes.
Open class, it mean you got more than 10. So you got 3 minute rounds.
Okay.
But it's only 3 rounds. So
you gotta win 2 out of them 3 or piss somebody. So
basically.
So is you knocking niggas out, or
I ain't got no stoppages yet. All unanimous decisions.
So you boxing?
Yeah, So a lot of people look at me because I'm a heavyweight. They think I'm just.
Then you going in there on some wild shit.
Yeah.
They don't fund, like I said.
You learned the fundamentals a long time ago.
I really know how to box, so people be surprised.
For you, it's fundamental and strategy.
Yeah. People, they be like, a lot of my opponents after the fight, they come up to me like, yo, like you, like I never for a heavyweight, like you slick, you move,
Yeah,
you
got
patient,
precision. Yeah.
you're not just bombing. Like that's where a lot of people go wrong because they looking at me as judging a book by its cover.
Right, when you was looking at a pro upcoming before you
Like,
even.
I've been like, I probably didn't spar an amateur until I got with Greg and them. Like
Yeah, because
I've been sparring pros my whole
Yeah.
upbringing of boxing, and it's like, yeah, I'm getting whooped, but I'm also learning. I'm learning because they're pros. They're at the highest level they can be.
Mhm.
So even if they are getting over on me, I'm still learning from them. I know
Facts.
my mistakes.
Every
Right,
time,
right.
you, every
And I'm
time you
seeing
land a
what they
punch
doing.
on them, every time a
So
certain
now
move,
it's like over time, you're not gonna keep letting yourself get punched on.
Facts,
You're gonna
facts.
get better and better
you
and
start
better.
to pick up. You start to pick up before
So
you know
when I
it.
got in front of an amateur, I seen the pace differently. They wow, not wow, but quick.
It's just,
They just
throwing
throwing
shit.
hands,
Yeah.
you know, making the noises,
Mhm.
and it's like
They're not doing nothing.
I'm seeing it, like I'm slowing it down. Like you think you moving fast, to me it's like I'm seeing everything because I'm like patient, I'm calm, I'm seeing all that from miles away.
Right,
so
right,
that
right.
ain't gonna work.
In fact, because you had that access with the
Yeah.
pro fighters
Yeah, so
without even knowing that. So once you stepped in there with the
Yeah.
amateurs, it was a
So
different
like I
class.
said, that would be a pro. So one of the cons of I can say is letting your hands go more. You know, an amateur, that's what they want to see.
Fact.
So that's where I
They want to see how many number of hits you
Now,
can get.
now you as a fighter, do you think that's a little harder for you just because the style that you already adapt?
I wouldn't say it's hard, but it is. It's just adjusting to it. Like the work overtime going.
And that's what when I say hard, I just mean like your body. People don't understand like your body is already used to
Yeah.
a certain weight,
A
a certain
certain
load
weight.
that you put on it.
Yep.
So once people don't understand, like once you're in the ring, like when you start letting hands go, like that's not just your hands moving. That's your hips. That's your breathing. That's your whole body gets affected.
Your whole
Every
body.
every
Yeah.
punch and every motion that you do affects something else. So you're
Excellent.
putting wear and tear on your body without even hitting somebody, just
Mhm.
moving. So I understand when it comes down to the lows. So I
And
can
then-
understand how it's different for you.
And then like a lot of amateurs, they don't have like, I wouldn't say they don't have IQ. A lot of amateurs to me don't have the best IQ, ring generalship, knowing when to move.
Yeah,
what
they don't read
spots
the
to
ring.
pick.
They don't know when to cut you
get what I'm
off.
saying?
Well, that's what the amateurs, you know.
Yeah.
And you pick that
like
up
I
being in a
said,
professional
I picked that
gym.
up early,
Mm-hmm.
like early cutting the ring off, knowing where you at in the ring, you know, like I just pick little certain stuff up, like, you know, depending on what type of guy you fighting, you know, keep him in the center, you know, turn it. Like a lot of people don't like. I turn a
Yeah,
lot.
you know
in
how
the
to
ring.
pivot
Yeah,
and
I
move
know
the
how to
guy
pivot
where
a
you
lot. Like,
position, put
a
your
lot
guy
of
where you want him
amateurs,
at.
They don't, especially big guys like me.
Yeah.
They don't.
Not meant to move.
They're not statues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like when I start turning, like pivoting, I'm here one moment, and then I'm here, and I'm turning, and I'm actually physically turning you enough you could do about it. It's like,
How many
you
fights
stuck.
at amateur you think you want to have before you take the next level step?
I don't have a certain number. It's more so the experience in the field. I feel like I haven't seen the world yet. In the pros, that's the world.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who he can be from Russia, he can be China, he can be from anywhere. And I just want to experience all different type of styles and just see the most that I can see before I step into the pros.
Right,
Because
right.
I don't want to get to the pros and then somebody got this style that I've never seen before. I mean, it's going to happen, of course, because everybody unique in their own way. But
Mhm.
I want to get the gifs of it. Like, all right, I seen this herky jerky style. I seen this Soviet style. I seen this
That's what this nationals
Cuban
run
style.
is.
You know, a lot of
Yeah,
Cuban.
mhm.
That's why a lot of Cuban fighters are successful in the amateur. They be having like 300 fights.
Yeah,
They style. That's what the Cuban style is really a amateur style of fighting.
yeah. Shout out Andy.
It's a lot of movement, a lot of Andy
yeah,
Cruz,
yeah,
a lot
Andy
of movement,
Cruz,
a lot of slick dancing.
letting
Like
your hands
they fight in
move.
rhythms.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like I want to see that before I see it in the pros.
Right.
You know, I want to see everything, what I can, and then I just know when it's time. Me and my team.
As far as going to the Olympics and stuff like that, is that something that you could do?
Yeah, that was my next
You have
question.
to be an amateur to go to Olympics, right? You can't be a pro and go to the Olympics.
It's kind of different now. They kind of letting pros in the Olympics.
Yeah, I
now.
see
Is it?
something like
Yeah.
that. But
Is
my
it?
biggest question to you was like, do you have any certain accomplishments that you want to achieve in the amateurs before you even let yourself consider turning to pro?
Yeah, like now I want to win the Golden Glove National.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's something that's really big to you.
That's something that's really, really.
Now,
big.
if you win that, then it's like,
Olympics
what?
is that.
What's next for you?
The next step after that, I just want to.
Because we
That'll
all
be
have
Olympics or
we
pro.
we all have that peak that we want to reach, and
Yeah.
then when we reach that peak, it's like, does the hunger go away, or do we pick something else to eat on? You know what I'm saying?
I
Sometimes
guess
that
I'm in
decision gets hard.
stage- I guess I'm in that stage of just picking something else to eat because it's really right now. It's really like this is what I had on drawing board like since
100.
last year.
Yeah, this was
Like,
it.
this
The
was-
stampede. This was it. This
this
is where
was
you
it.
put your flag on.
Yeah, like this is what I need.
100.
Like this, I got to get it.
Yeah.
Like so, once we get it, just talk with the team, talk, game plan.
Hey, you
see
go
where
back,
we
you
go from
console, you
there.
see how you feel.
But this is
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. You feel
need
great.
it.
I can tell.
Yeah,
I can tell. The
Yeah,
way
I
you
need
speak, everything feels great
Yeah.
about the energy feeling good.
yeah. It's something that's going to really mean.
And
a
then
lot
you
to
gotta
me.
remember, you're gonna go in there and you ain't gonna do nothing different. You're gonna do what you've been doing. What got you here?
Yeah, and then it's like a lot of these, like you said, when you asked me to do, I'm not familiar with these people. These people that's here this year, they're familiar with each other. I'm new to this, so I'm coming in as who this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
guys like
that's
the
what
I
third
was going to
pony.
ask
He-
you that too
yeah.
when we was there.
Yeah.
Do you think they're familiar with you?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, my
so
guy's like the straight 100%
Yeah,
sleeper.
yeah.
like,
So they familiar with
they might be
for
familiar
the
with
last
each other.
couple years.
These guys been seeing each other in the rotation.
A friend of mine named Stephen Williams, nicknamed WAP.
But,
He's been representing Pennsylvania,
okay.
but he's on his way out of the out of the
Shout out my
amateurs
guy
to turn
Wap. He's
pro.
actually tuned into the chat as well.
Shout out, Wap.
Shout out.
So yeah, he been representing Pennsylvania for the longest, and that's my guy. I get tips from him all the time. He's
Word.
real, motivational,
Mm-hmm.
and me and bro talk all the time. Like he just passing the torch down to me.
Yeah.
So it's like it's my turn to represent
He was
Pennsylvania.
paying BTA out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
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 Shout out,
Wap.
Wap.
Shout out.
So-
Shout out.
So it's like, it's like a passing of a torch. I mean, like we was just talking yesterday. We just try to keep each other level headed and sharpen each other up.
Mm.
So they familiar with WAP, but now they gonna be familiar with Deebo.
Do y'all have a similar style?
me and WAP?
Yeah.
No, WAP a real super
What-
heavyweight. He's 6'6".
Monster.
Coming in there,
That's
lay
a
it down.
monster. 6'6".
6'6".
Yeah.
He like 6'5", 6'6". He
If he
like
punch you, it's nice out.
nice, but for his size, he can box, he can move. That's what I can say. Like
Like
we
a
do
Fury.
move,
Fury, a
like
big
we
nigga,
do
yeah.
move. Like we for our sizes, we can move.
Yeah.
That's where I can say.
How-
our-
how
That's key,
tall
that's
are
key
you?
in that
I'm
height
6
weight.
foot even.
You
I'm
6
a
foot
small
even?
heavyweight. Yeah. So that's the thing I can say we have similar. We can move for our size.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they're just gonna find out who Deebo is, bro. So,
Yeah. I need to see that. I need to see some footage too,
Yeah,
man.
No, man, it's gonna be very good
I
awakening
need
for
to
these
see
guys.
some footage.
They
Yeah,
found out
yeah,
it's coming
yeah.
out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
Is it any fighters that you fought in your record? Because Cuzzo said you was 15-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is the one person that you fought, was he somebody that was just different that you've seen in the amateurs? Was he a little bit more advanced than the amateurs like you might be? Was he on like
Was it somebody that you took lightly? Did you take?
Yeah,
did
like
you not? Go into the right situation going into that fight. I mean, people don't understand. Like everything plays a part when you go into that ring.
or did you underestimate him that fight?
Yeah, did you lay off the
Did I ever
gas?
underestimate somebody? No. No, I don't ever think I ever underestimated somebody. It get to the point like after like a first couple minutes into the first round or seconds because it's fast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I start underestimating. It's more so building my own confidence. That's how I judge a person. I don't care how you look because I don't judge. See, I don't do what people do to me. Because you can look big and you get in there and
it's
it's something
over.
totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So I judge you off what's in front of me.
Right.
Like I don't judge a person off just from looking at them. So once I get in there with you, look, coach, I see what it is. I throw a little something, see what you do.
Wap
And
said they
I'm-
robbed you of that fight.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
robbed
yeah.
me?
After
Oh
the
yeah,
round,
I was gonna tell you about
after
that.
a round, you'll pretty much know what you're looking at and what you're facing, and you'll know kind of the motion of the next couple. Rounds what you're
And
facing.
what happened when why you think they robbed you? What
Okay,
happened
so
in
it was
that?
it was the state championship. After looking at it, I was, I'm not going to. Even though I feel as though I was robbed, I did go look back at the video and a lot of things I could have done differently.
Did you lack in activity in that fight?
I lacked inactivity, and I fought a fight that wasn't my style. That wasn't my style.
You
get
think
what I'm saying?
was it because of him or because of you?
I think it was more because of me. I feel like I was in my own head that day, and I was trying to, put on a show for everybody and fight. Like he wanted to. I seen very fast he wanted to fight inside, and I seen he was like he didn't really know how to fight inside. So I'm like, all right, the inside we going.
Yeah.
So
you tried to get him up out of there.
so it's like it was a lot of grappling, a lot of grabbing, a lot of just look messy. And that's not how I fight. I'm not a messy fighter. Like
he made it a messy fight.
He made it
yeah.
a messy fight.
It took the structure out of you.
So I feel like I fell for the bait, and I waited till the last round to realize like this not my fight.
Yeah, where's my fight at?
So I feel like if I'd have fought my own fight, smoked
him out of there.
Is that something you want to avenge after you get this run out the way, or like are you just done with it and you're just moving on to this?
No, I actually wanted to fight him this year in the state championship. I was hoping I'd see him again so I can knock him out.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But, might not happen.
Yeah, it wasn't happening. He ain't show. So,
he ain't show.
Yeah,
and you know what? It's some things it is what it is. Like
yes, but that's something that I do. Hopefully he is still boxing. I don't know. He's from the western part of Pennsylvania, so I don't really know.
So you might not even see him.
So I do wish rather it's the amateurs, the pros. I just hope to see him again.
And right, my question with that: how does it go down? Like for amateurs, like could you get a fight made, or is it just really made on just match booking and whatever shows are going on type? Because you know how the pros if I want to fight you, I can get my manager to contract you.
It's kind of, I guess you kind of say the same. So it's kind of like, all right, let's say it's a showcase coming up in Philly.
Okay.
All right. Somebody you want to fight, you could tell him, his coach, like, yo, there's a show coming up.
Set it up.
There's a chance that if you come in at heavyweight and I come in at heavyweight, they match us together because you open class or you novice, I'm novice, you open class, I'm open class. We're in the same weight class. It's a big possibility we get matched up. It's not.
I was about to say now, is it a possibility that you guys don't get matched up?
Yeah, because it could be another heavyweight on there.
Okay,
and
so you
I'll
really
fight him and you might fight.
So you really can't really request to get that matchup when you're in the amateurs. How the pros where we can have that direct conversation. I'll be like, I want to fight you, gang. Like let's run this.
The same showcase.
Okay, and then just hope that you get lucky on a matchup. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
That's how I think it goes.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of wondering, like, cause like that'd be pretty cool if you could really just be like, yeah, bro, we got some unfinished work, like. Let's run this jump back.
Yeah, run that back.
I got a good situation. We can run this back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the pros, like how you just seen Tank and Roach, like it was too close to call it, so they was able to agree and run it back. I like boxing like that. Yeah. Like you leave no answers turned. Like now we'll really find
that's
out.
That's not an amateur. You can't run it back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
damn, you gotta eat that L real quick.
Yeah, which is like, damn, like you should, especially like when the amateur style, like, cause you're sparring like all type of kids all over the country. Once you start flowing, like you would think eventually, like, I get another crack at you, gang.
Yeah, and just to go back to the state championship, I kind of had to. That day really meant something to me too because, you know, I lost, of course.
That was your first time losing?
My first time losing.
Which is different.
And it's like, it made me think about the football situation I was just telling you about.
Fact.
But this time, I knew I ain't quitting.
No.
It's like, I told myself, I ain't letting this, even though my whole family was there, everything. I said, this one feel different because I know I can, this is what I want to do.
It's time to eat.
This just going to make me
more hungry.
Yeah. So, I took that whole that was in like April of last year.
Yeah, I remember.
So I probably didn't fight the rest of that year.
Yeah, you took a nice break.
I didn't fight the whole rest of that year.
Now, coming back to that day, do you feel as though it would have been a lot different if your family wasn't in the building?
Nah, I wanna the layoff. My fault, Lou.
Oh, no, for sure.
Why the layoff? I was just like, and why do fighters feel like, or do you feel like, because I've always heard that when a fighter takes a loss, they should get back in the ring ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you feel like you had to take that much of a layoff before you got back in the ring?
I took the layoff. It wasn't intentional at first. It wasn't intentional. I wanted to get right back in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it just didn't happen that way. It wasn't really nothing that really was going on. It really just didn't happen that way. And it just like,
did you hit any mental battles during that layoff period that kind of like extended it?
It's kind of like I said, I knew I wasn't. Well, that's one thing. I knew I wasn't giving up. But it was just like something dealing with, thing that it's just how it happened. Like you just had to be there.
I feel like everybody in that journey has like that setback year. Like everybody just has like a setback year. Like even if you have like a perfect record, like life happens.
No, yeah, it gets to a point where you have to you have to be your own supporter, and you got to sit back and reevaluate yourself and say, okay, like, all right, I put in this amount of time. This time it didn't go my way. Like, am I ready to put the same amount of time again, or like? Am I there?
That's where I was kind of at like last year, like year before. That's why I was kind of at like.
And it's hard because sometimes you really feel like that one failure really like overshadowed everything you've done for so long. You really feel like, damn, like I did all this and this was the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit would really destroy you without even realizing. Like, wait, hold on, did a lot of shit before this L. Like I gotta really sit down and really understand. Like This L don't define me. Like,
and I just knew I was better than the guy.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know-
You better
I
than that
just knew
L.
it. I
Like
just
when you
knew
really
it.
can accept that you're better than that
Yeah.
loss, it's like, all right, I can keep.
You know what's
moving
crazy?
forward.
I love how you define that because not just in sports and boxing, basketball, football, but I feel like that's how like life is defined.
Life
You
is
feel
hard.
me? I love how you actually like broke that down for real because even like me, like you said, like just with my journey in my creative space, I had that setback time. I was sitting there thinking like, damn, like I've been doing all this shit. And it wasn't even about the L's. It's like, am I ready to just do all this shit again and know that I might take the loss again and willing to do it again?
In reality, that's called growth. That's when you know you're destined for bigger shit. When you start
real shit,
challenging yourself. When you start realizing like, nah, hold on. Let me sit back and realize everything I've done. Man, this was just a setback. I know I can do this shit 2 times bigger and harder. I know myself.
Real shit.
Let's get back in there.
And just to bring up my man Wop again, he got me actually my next fight.
Yeah.
Look at that.
he actually got my
Man,
name.
let's give it up for Wop, man.
Let's give it up for Wop.
He gave me
That's the one that's coming up tomorrow.
Is he coming with?
You said tomorrow, the next fight.
He's leaving tomorrow.
No.
He leaves
He
tomorrow.
got
He
my
fight
next fight after the Golden
he got
Gloves
him in the
States.
After he took
okay.
that L,
After
his
that,
man's
he told me about the showcase that he did the year before,
Mhm.
and it was called what was it? It was at the 2300 Arena down South Philly.
Yeah.
I forget who was doing the union. It was called the union, the local union. They throw a fight every year. He told me about it. You know, he put me in. He was like, Wop is the reason why I chose to go open class.
Now, what's that mean for the people that don't know?
So open class means you got more than 10 fights.
Okay.
At the time, I didn't have more than 10 fights.
You start fighting more experienced fighters, more guys on your level type.
So Wop actually encouraged me, like, just from us being around each other working, he like, bro,
You got
go open.
Yeah.
Like,
so you be training with him too?
Yeah, I train.
okay.
I go up. We train. We do a couple things. Yeah.
You think he gonna put some work in the pros?
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see bro in the pros. I'm really one of bro biggest fans. You know, cause I just feel like he come from the same area. Like he from Chester. You know, like, but we come from the same
inner city.
You know,
yeah.
inner city. And
Yeah.
he got a life just like I got a life. Like we deal with the same thing. He come from the trenches. I come from the trenches. He been through life battles. He overcame. I've been through life battles. Overcame, and we got opportunity to get our family and do stuff for our family.
That's what it's about.
Character. Y'all got character behind each other. That shit build men.
So he, you know, like I said, we come from the same trench. So it's like, I'm just happy for him, you know. And we talk about it all the time. Like, actually, we talked about it a couple days ago. It's this another national coming up. It's called Summerfest. This is supposed to be his last amateur run, and we was talking about how if I was to join, we would fight each other on it because we know ain't nobody else gonna beat us.
Yeah.
So we would fight each other at the end, and this would be a really of a passing the torch. Like this would be his last amateur fight to him going pro, and this would be like
this is what's coming next.
What's next? You know, so we was just talking about like, yo, that joint would be crazy.
Yeah, that'll be fire.
And if you don't mind me asking, how did that conversation done?
You know, we don't really talk smack to we don't talk smack to each other. Like, but when we get in there, we work. But in the moment, you know, some guy hit somebody too hard, I gotta get that back.
like, do you guys feel like that's something that you guys will make it happen, or it's just more like on some bro to bro talk? Like, you know, if it happened.
No, I would want to. I wanted to. Just like we probably won't fight each other in the pros. Because, like I said, he a real super heavyweight. I wouldn't go in as heavyweight in the pros.
It just wouldn't benefit you in the long run.
I would. I'm not like these other people. Like me and Wop. Like we talk about time. We've had to fight each other.
You guys understand the business side of it and the friendship side of it.
Is he a heavy hitter or is he a boxer?
Both.
That's
the thing. Like I said, he's
6'6".
So he's coming in there. He's coming in there, a dog, just like you.
He got like his powers. Like it's not like that. One punch power that is thump you. So it's like, and then he got the slinky arms, move, jab, stuff like that. So, like I said, it helped me more. He probably helped me more than I helped him because I'm so used to fighting taller guys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's what you're gonna probably see too up in the
weight class I am now.
Now I got a big question for you. You talk about your layoff and getting your next fight. Do you think that the layoff helped you in your next fight, or do you think that if you would have came back, you could have got hurt, or it wouldn't have been a good side of you right away?
I think the layoff helped me a lot.
Okay,
because it made it. I was going through, like I said, adversity. So the layoff, it helped me. It helped me like really like, is this what I want to do? You know, I just question myself, is this what I want to do?
Because I don't think like the fans understand, like when you take a loss, like not just in boxing but in all aspects of life, like sometimes it's hard to go back to that same goal or that same thing and try it again. You don't feel, you might go back and do it and half-ass it and get hurt. Yeah. And boxing is not a sport that you want to play in and come in there with a half-ass game plan.
And it's just like having just to get off topic, having a support system in this sport.
It's very, very crucial.
Huge. And like I said, like, and even just on another aspect of it, like having a family. Like, you got, a lady or kids and all that. It's like really huge to, keep your house intact. Why just
the balance is crazy.
The balance
is crazy.
Like, if home not right,
you can't be right in the gym.
Mind not right in the gym.
If you ain't right in the gym, you might go home and not be right. Like the circle is very, very different to attach.
Boxing is really, when I say a lifestyle, it's really a lifestyle. It plays a very huge part.
Oh yeah, a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes family second.
Like, you don't understand a lot of things in people's regular life play a part. Like, you could be having a bad day, but when you're in the gym, the bad day don't matter. Like, you got to forget about this bad day because like you can't play this sport.
And that's the key. Like you said, you got to be able to forget about it. Some people don't know how to turn that switch off. And that's where you get hurt at.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. Like, dealing with mental health in this sport is very.
So you did the right thing. Yeah. It was the right thing to take the layoff and get yourself together.
I felt when I came back, that first fight back at 2300, I felt so good.
You was clear headed. I was clear. You was yourself.
I just knew. You
ain't worry about that L. That you ain't even think about that L. I can imagine.
Yeah, I just knew, and it got to the point I was having so much fun. I started getting a little wild. I had to tell myself, all right, calm down.
Yeah, but that's key though. But that's key because even when you in there, your coach will tell you like, once you go in there and you comfortable and you smiling and you having fun, like you're doing your thing. Yeah. You back to you.
Yep. So just like.
So you at the heavyweight and the amateurs.
Yep. Super heavyweight.
So when you go to pros. You said you're not gonna fight at that. What you thinking about fighting that at the pros?
175.
175. Yeah. Max, like, but you do 168.
Light heavyweight, correct?
So I would start out at 175. The highest I probably would go for the pros would be cruiserweight, 200 pounds.
200.
Yeah, I wouldn't go no higher.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I feel right now.
Right.
You might challenge myself.
Now, would you ever go down in weight as a pro athlete? Because we see a lot of pro athletes that challenge themselves, where chasing certain fights, going down in weight. Which I know is difficult because sometimes your body outgrows certain weights that you just can't make naturally.
Yeah. So I would stay at 75 as long as I could.
Okay.
And then once, the
time to go
cruiserweight jump, I would stay there as long as I can. Like I said, I wouldn't, depend on what's going on. If it's a bigger fight at 75 and I can go back down, maybe. You never know.
For sure, because your body, like, people don't understand, like, when it comes down to boxing, like, your body, you're like walking around weight and then dropping down to a normal fight weight and then hydrating.
Explain it to non-boxing people.
Yeah, they don't understand, bro. Like, sometimes, like, when you fighting at, like he said, like 175. But before my man went to camp, he could have been walking around at 2 tons, like on some natural weight shit. So for him to cut down that weight
at this weight, so he can fight at this weight.
It's not easy to cut off 30 pounds and then one overnight you go eat and you gain another 20 pounds. So you went from weighing 175 Friday night to waking up 185 rehydrated. Like, crazy. People don't understand. Like 10 pounds in the ring, like, that shit puts weight and wear on your body. Like,
even a little 5 pound.
Like that shit is different.
Why they don't fight each other? They only 5 pounds apart.
No, 5 pounds make a difference. Like,
on scale.
Yeah, like I really tell people, like, you don't believe 5 pounds make a difference? Pick up a 5 pound dumbbell in one hand and pick up a 10 pound dumbbell in the other, and see how long you could go up and down with them. Like, the 5 pounds will fucking definitely kill your hand after a while. You'll notice a difference.
Like,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the boxers that you might have been looking at right now that got you your style, or that you might be looking at in the pros right now that you might be mimicking a little bit of what they do?
So yeah, I like I said, in this sport you gotta take stuff.
Yeah,
you just got to.
Yeah, everybody watches each other
right now the current fighters that I watch, Bivol, Chai Bataya, and Usyk, they my favorites. I've tried to mimic my style after them because they all kind of remind me of me.
I can say Usyk for sure. Yeah, Usyk,
they all my size. They smaller guys in their heavyweights. I mean, in their divisions.
Yeah,
and they just work. They work harder than everybody else. That's why they so.
I'm about to say they dogs. They work horses.
They work hard and they got their own
counts.
style and it works. So that's how I feel about myself. And just like my favorite fighter all the time, like Evander Holyfield. He came from cruiserweight. He was a small heavyweight, 6 foot, my size, built, same everything. So, and he went all the way heavyweight. He became champion multiple times. He lost it, got it back. He fought the best. So it's just like I try to mimic my game.
Yeah, that's definitely that's a time in boxing.
That's tough.
Like, and that was probably one of the best time in boxing, like you said. Like to be able to say like somebody like you said, like Holyfield, where he won, lost it, came back. Like you don't really see that now in boxing. Like these guys take a loss and like it's over.
I feel like
just
that
said,
area.
it's the social media.
It's just like it's over. Where back in the day, like if all right, like I lost to you in a chip, like we're gonna run this back. I'm gonna see you in 3 months.
No,
like we ain't.
His weight class though, I feel like you could take a loss in the light heavyweights, the heavyweights. I feel like those divisions you could take a loss and it's not looked at like it is when you in 135 or
135, 140,
They get
like the
looked at.
ones that got the light on them.
Where to me, it's like people forget, like like a loss is gonna come. Like you're very unlucky in this sport if you don't, get a loss.
Heavyweights take losses. Every other,
but I don't get it because
these
these same fans and the people that be for the clickbait on social media is like your favorite fighter probably got lost.
Exactly.
Like all the goats
got a loss.
All the
people that we look up to, they took losses.
Everybody ain't Floyd.
Yeah,
everybody ain't
a
Floyd.
Rocky Marciano. Like,
and I think even when it comes down the floor, like
it ain't too many heavyweights.
Like boxing is also very like good business side that people don't understand. That comes with a lot of it.
Yeah, but like everybody say, like now, I think Floyd played a big part to where boxing is now.
No, 100. But before him came De La Hoya, so it's like, and then before De La Hoya came Don King. So if you think about it, that tail evolution was already printed, and like who was gonna pick it up next, one after the other.
So these boxers now they so scared to lose.
100.
Like
I think that's why we don't see the bigger fights.
It's not their fault though. We can't blame the boxers.
But you have to.
We can't blame
in
the
some
boxers.
aspects.
You have to, because listen, right? You got a lot of these boxers people don't understand that have that opportunity to say like, I can fight him, or I'm gonna go send that contract over to Deebo, and instead of Deebo saying, "Nah, I don't want to fight him," he looks like I might get a loss.
Nah, that's what I mean. You can't blame the fighters for if they take a loss, their whole career is down the drain. And I was like, you can't blame them fighters for not wanting to take that loss at their level.
I understand that, but that also comes
loss
with
can do a lot. To somebody.
but that also comes with everything that people built a loss to come. You
that's
take a loss, people
that's
make. That's
what I'm saying. You can't blame the fighters.
When in reality, it's not that. You're not getting in there with. You're not getting in there with me. I might have gave one of the best fights in the world against the best. So am I really the loser? I lost to the best.
But you can't say you're not getting in there with me when they're the reason why you're getting that title fight.
Yeah and no.
These title fights be bogus.
They bogus. They be great.
Don't even be the number one, the number two contender fighting for.
We only see that with Bud and Spence.
It's like
that's the only time we see.
And even with that, and listen,
these title fights be.
It waited, like boxing became a sport where you like it gets to a point where you're seeing these guys fight when like time is due already.
And they could have fought 3 times.
Yeah, it's like you challenging me. It's like if you challenge me to a game of basketball and I'll wait till you're fucking dead tired and then say, "Come on, let's run it, bro."
Right.
And then I beat you and then you're like
we should have got Bud and Crawford.
We should have got Bud and Crawford before the accident, and we would have saw a real Bud.
We could have seen it.
We could have seen it twice.
We could have seen it.
You know what I'm saying?
But when they was asking for it, I don't think it made sense for what Bud was trying to do.
And right, just like that's how I feel about Boots and the Bud situation right now. It just really don't make sense for Bud.
Right.
I feel as though if he beats Canelo, then it's like
he can retire.
Why would you fight a Boots after you fight a Canelo?
Exactly.
It don't make sense.
Well, that's why
it don't make sense. But then it's like, does Bud want to leave on that stature and say I beat Canelo, or is Bud one of them guys that's gonna say, "Come on, let's go"?
If he don't
retire, Hall of Famer before
now.
Canelo.
If he don't retire, he's crazy. After he beats Canelo.
Now my biggest thing is if he loses to Canelo, then do we see that Boots fight because he felt as though he has to redeem himself?
I think it makes.
Or do we see that fight more or less on just like passing the torch, or do we see that fight based on
the torch thing? It probably would be
on a money situation, because I mean boxing is a lot of different aspects of it.
Yeah,
I think if Bud loses to Canelo, it's going to do more damage to Bud physically, because the only way he's not going to get outboxed by Canelo,
which is so crazy because as much as I hear people say that, to me it's like
Canelo's going to punish. If Canelo wins the fight, it's going to be by like he's really.
I feel like Crawford's taking the bigger chance. You're going up in weight class, chasing a bigger man.
But
where you never even been in this type of water.
Time. It's not the first.
Yeah. But I'm one of them people that I think Bud can pull it off.
He can.
One thing is pulling off, and you as a fighter know, like, one thing is pulling off, but you're putting your body in a position that
Canelo
you've never been in, where a guy that naturally walks around in that weight. Like, my guy, like, eats, sleep, shit, talks in that weight. Like, and people don't understand. And people don't understand that when you are a comfortable person at your weight class in boxing, that's very dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you walk around, you're dominating that weight. You know for a fact, I'm the best possible shape form in this weight ever. Like,
Canelo don't fight niggas. Whenever he's scared of niggas. And everybody know it. Am I lying?
Listen, as much as I like nigga fighters, don't get me wrong, bro. But like,
black fighters.
He don't.
Whenever he do, he gonna get punished.
He don't.
He don't fight black
fighters.
fighters.
And don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm a Crawford fan. As much as I love Canelo, like
Canelo don't want no sauce.
I got Crawford going in there doing something that a lot of people haven't done to Canelo. But am I super excited about the fight? Yeah and no. I don't like the fact that Crawford's going up in weight. I don't like that we're seeing a little kind of like two older fighters.
That's the only thing I don't like.
I feel as though, like, if you really look at Bud was shelved for a hot minute. His major fight was Spence, and now Canelo.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's really doing this on a rapid pace.
5 years
He's doing it. He's doing it on a rapid pace before he's out the door. Crawford's a little bit older in the game. Like, he's trying to get whatever he can get before his time.
I got Bud.
Where you got Canelo, who's been doing this pay-per-view thing a very long time already. My guy has been running the show. Like, my man was one of the only people that took a loss from Floyd and made it world superstar. It was okay to lose to Floyd and really became something different.
Yeah.
Still to this day, like, my man just fought in Saudi for like damn near like neighborhood changing money. Like,
that boy up for nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, for something, but
you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
So like, to look at like a fighter like him, like, it's amazing. Like, it's different. And it's gonna be a fight. Like, you're gonna see two dogs. You're gonna see two guys who don't want to lose. I guarantee you that for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, Crawford is not gonna walk in there to back down.
Facts.
And Canelo knows for a fact that he's gonna walk in there with a guy who's not gonna back down, which makes it a very good fight because Canelo knows, like, I'm not walking. I don't scare this guy. Like, I mean, I don't scare this guy. This guy's gonna bang with me. For 12 rounds, if we go 12 rounds for 12 rounds, this guy is coming.
So you taking Canelo on that fight?
No, I got Crawford.
You got Crawford?
I got Crawford. I'm going with Crawford.
I ain't officially picked, but
even with the weight difference and all, but I like Crawford. I'm always an underdog fight. I'm an underdog rooter heavy.
Did they pick a weight class that they fighting at?
68?
Was it catch weight?
I think 68.
No, I think it's 68. That's why I was talking about the weight class. It's a big difference.
For the belts.
Yeah, I mean, because Crawford just fought what, 54? Crawford fought at what, 54 recently? So like, for 54 to 68, like, that's a real huge jump on your body, period.
All the belts is crazy.
Yeah.
It's an undisputed fight.
Now, I'm not gonna lie though, I didn't realize how even height they are.
I didn't know neither.
I didn't realize that shit too. I watched them face off. I from the jump thought
Bud
that
got the reach though.
I thought that Bud was honestly smaller in height,
but he looked like the bigger guy.
I thought Bud was smaller in height for a while.
Yeah, no,
until I saw that, I was like,
Bud
holy
like 5'9",
shit.
yeah.
I'm like, damn, Bud and Canelo, like, they like eye to eye. Like, hold on, this is a whole different matchup now. Like, because I thought for a minute Canelo was the natural taller guy, which that shit plays a big factor. But when you look at now them being the same height and Crawford coming in there with that different style of fighting, that plays a big part. Canelo don't like to get frustrated in the ring. Canelo likes to be the general.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So when you face another general,
he get frustrated.
So when you face another general now that's laying his law, it's a little different.
We're gonna see,
and he can do it. It's not like he's coming in there to try. Crawford's gonna do what he's gonna do.
That's a fact.
So it makes the fight very interesting.
Who you think right now is the face of boxing? If we're not talking Canelo, Tank.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree only because, like I said, Crawford was shelved. He didn't get those major fights. He wasn't seen as heavy as Tank. You know, we'll see Tank do 2 or 3 major fights if he could a year, where it's like, it don't matter who he fight, it's going to be legendary. It's Tank.
Tank by a mile.
By a mile?
Yeah. He like the fanboy.
Yeah.
Like, he just...
Who you want to see him fight? After this Lamont fight, if he win or lose...
I want to see him fight Shakur. Like, it's time to get that... Like, let's get
it out the way.
Yeah, get it out the way. Let the best two young guys do it.
If they fight now, they can fight. We can see it again.
At 40 or at 47.
I feel like they both at their best right now.
Yeah, like, let's see it now, and then let's hopefully we get to see it one more time. Like, I feel like there's no other fight. I mean, of course, there's always other fights.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm saying that the fans, as us fans, will want to see.
And even the fans, but just like as fighters, like it's the fights that matter. Like, you know what? We're the best. We're the two best. So why keep walking around with our chest pumped like, you're not the best, I'm not the best?
Or
Let's
just
handle
either
it.
one of them. I feel like when they always at 35, there's no way none of them fought each other.
Facts.
Like that's the upsetting part. Like
And that's,
everybody got to be upset that took a part in that.
and that's the business aspect of this. Like, we know when we talk about different businesses, like if you could protect your guy and run up as much money as possible, you know that's the layout they're gonna do for you. And that guy looks scary. We're not gonna get into that money situation right now. We're gonna run you up.
What you think about Haney's last fight?
See, look, he waiting.
I'm waiting because this is my guy.
Like,
Haney's this guy. And I told him, and I told him what it would look like before.
A lot of people turned their back on my man. Like, I like Haney.
I'm one of them.
I did not realize he had that many hits until the stats were brought up at the end of the fight.
I was in this motherfucking room when he fought Ryan, rooting for them niggas. Like, yeah, man, listen, bro.
I don't think he's just as tough and built as you think
he look different in the ring right now, man. He look different in the ring.
That shit with Ryan.
As far as that fight, he just. As far as the fight that just
it didn't even go off. That's how bad that shit was.
As far as the fight that just happened, though, I feel like he
clocked his lights out.
I think he boxes good though. Don't get me wrong. Like I think he actually boxed good, but I don't think it was more. It was shaky.
He was scared,
like, not sure himself.
Exactly. He was scared to get hit.
Like,
that's one.
You could tell, like when he did throw, you could tell it's like,
you know what he was.
This guy can fight.
You know what it looked like? It looked like to me when Devin was fighting the bull. It looked like he thought the dude was gonna come out like Ryan,
and clock him and hit him,
just start throwing like an amateur, start throwing crazy fights. Mm-hmm. That's what Devin was fighting like. Like he was expecting somebody just
shaky. Like he was. He was more so worried about what the guy could do to him, more so what he could do to the guy.
And I feel like, and I feel like that was a credit to Haney, just like because he took a whole year off as well, correct? Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken,
a little bit more.
And where I don't understand, is why he took a year off when
he got
bro. He got. Do you think it was the Osterine now?
Yeah, but in a situation like that, I feel as though like him waiting a whole year to come do this fight, like you weren't ready. You were still too busy worrying about the politics of boxing, the lawsuit, this, that, trying to look good for the camera and get your record back.
They put him on a card with Ryan, though, so he had to look at the nigga that beat him up.
Then I know I'm in the
as far as the what's it called?
Osterine.
The Osterine, yeah.
Do I think that's where the punishment, like, I think that has something to do with the actual punishment, his face swelling up and all that. Far as the fight, how it went, I mean, you can't take a fact that you keep getting hit with a left hook, regardless of how hard it is.
My biggest thing is I don't think he ever even thought that left hook was coming that night.
Can make Ryan land a hook. It can affect like the power of it or something.
But you being a professional boxer, you should see it coming.
For the whole
but as far as how it went, I don't feel like he had an answer for something
simple. Because all he had to do was put his, like Rolly did. Yeah, Rolly kept his left hand up, or
Rolly came out the gate.
But even with that, I look at like my man took a whole year off of boxing as well. Went through all different type of shit. Like that shit also plays a big part. Like he was looked at by the whole world also on top of that because everybody wanted to see what he would look like.
They should have just ran it back against each other because they both look like shit out there. I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Honestly, I don't think none of them deserve the New York Times time card. I don't think none of them
deserve
it.
was out there throwing shit.
Yeah, I'm talking between Haney and Garcia. I don't think none of them deserve that stage.
I got a question for y'all though.
What's up?
So seeing him on the iStream, that's what it's called?
Yeah.
Seeing him on the iStream, just seeing him now without it, do you think
It to me, it played a part in his activity.
I'm gonna tell you, I can't compare that. You know why? Because they fought two different people. Now, if they would have both fought,
far as how he looked though,
his activity
as a fighter, like this, how did Ryan look?
Ryan didn't look good at all.
His
he looked shaky.
Trash.
He looked shaky and unsure of himself as a boxer. But even though Haney looked good, Haney also looked very unsure as well. Even though he had some type of control in the ring, but he looked very scared to get hit. And he was real hesitant to let it go.
That's what I said. They should have just fought each other. They both.
So I think in reality, like I think we saw what happened to Ryan because he fought a dog. He fought somebody that came hungry. Rolly had all the odds stacked up against him.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. He came in there with the dog mentality, like fuck the lights, fuck this. Like y'all doubt me, all right.
The craziest part of that weekend, that fight, or the whole card, was how that fight when they first matched it up. I'm like, all right, one of them gonna knock each other. Whoever
somebody gonna hit the canvas.
It's the fact that Rolly outboxed
him.
Ryan. Like this is like I don't think people understand. Rolly is not
a boxer. But I think also because Rolly ain't had no fear in Ryan. He didn't let the lights. He ain't let all the image and all that shit really get the best of him. Fuck the odds.
And he familiar with Ryan. They fought before.
Yeah, they sparred before, so he felt like he already had that one up on him from the sparring session.
Rolly, I'm not saying he just super tough.
And I don't even think Rolly is nothing too crazy either. Yeah, to be honest, he's a good fighter.
I think he looked good.
He's a good fighter
this week.
He looked nice. But now it's like, how is he gonna look when he goes against another well-prepared big dog?
See, I don't know.
It's the same thing with Haney and Ryan. Like, I really want to see Haney and Ryan both get a good training camp under them, get a good fight, and then we could really assess how they look as fighters.
I want to see that fight again now. After what I just seen from them both.
I mean, they both looked horrible, but you know what? I'll be honest. Every card but Teofimo looked horrible that weekend because
I don't think Teo fight was good either.
Not good, but he looked just like Teo would look.
He looked sharper.
I don't even know.
He looked sharper.
I don't know
who that guy was. Yeah,
but I'm not one of the people. I understand names don't really mean nothing.
Teo moved around and did what Teo would do. He wasn't a boring night.
But this
Haney
guy,
and Garcia was boring.
That guy he fought is like he didn't even know what to do. It's like he was clueless.
Bro, how did that guy that fought Canelo get on the card?
That's what I'm saying. I was just like you can't blame these niggas for who they fighting.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
go out there and put a show on.
Like when I seen the boy, at first I thought it was a Saudi Arabia boy he was fighting. When I seen the card, I'm like, this guy's from Cuba, like 15-0, and you're fighting.
He fight like it though,
and you're fighting. You fighting Canelo? First of all, who did you beat to even get that opportunity to fight Canelo?
You could tell Skull was very successful in the amateurs. You could just tell watching that fight. That's what I told people. That fight was so boring but I feel like, of course, Canelo won. This is the pros. But if that was an amateur fight,
Skull would have won. Yeah, because he frustrated Canelo. He didn't Canelo let land nothing. If that was an
amateur fight, Skull would have beat him unanimously.
I agree. From what we've seen,
because that's how you do it.
But as mad as I am at boxing, because it's like, where does Skull get that opportunity to even fight Canelo?
Like if y'all
got at least 20 million.
If y'all was people like the showboating, you see Cubans do a lot of showboating. When you miss, they do a lot of showboating. That's called like body language, and so that gets you points. Gets you like in the amateur. That like if you make me miss and you do like some or look at the crowd, like do some like showboating stuff. It's like, all right, he ain't doing nothing, but.
It's like
look good.
Look good. Like, I ain't touching you, but you ain't hitting me, gang. So like the crowd into it. So now everybody's influenced.
Like when he was jumping back and Canelo was like missing crazy. He was looking at the crowd. That stuff you doing the amateur. I'm like, yo, he thinks it's an amateur fight.
Yeah. Floyd used to do the same thing in the ring.
I'm like, yo, he
make you miss, start dancing and shit.
Floyd wasn't dancing, nigga. When he made you miss, he wasn't dancing.
But when he did the hand, when he made him miss a hand, hit that turnbuckle.
Nah,
bro, he came down the ring and mocked he mocked Oscar, bro, with the whole.
Yeah, but that wasn't his whole gimmick. That was
the business. That was the business.
Prince Nyseem was dancing.
Yeah, like that's the whole gimmick. Like he fights like an amateur.
No, facts. Yeah. But I don't think he deserved that shot with Canelo.
He didn't.
I don't think he deserved a title shot no more.
Like
until he get adjusted to the.
But you know what?
Style.
At the same way, no matter what, though, I can't even be mad at him. The name of the game is either get hit or survive, and he survived.
But you know,
to fight the fans.
Now in the pros is different. Now it's more who's pacing, who's controlling the pace, who's the pressure.
Yeah,
the pros, all that stuff matters now.
But
he pressuring you.
But then it's like it's so much of a business now. All this money, like we saw what money did to boxing this weekend. It was trash. It's horrible. Like people don't understand why, like what we were talking about earlier, offset about the UFC. Like why, like UFC, like build what they build and they get the matches they get. Like they really fight the biggest of the biggest.
Boxing
dogs.
Take a page out their book.
100.
Is UFC bigger than boxing right now?
No,
it's not.
I think it's better though.
Yeah, it's better to watch. It's better overall.
I think it's better though.
I also like with UFC. Like if you see their concept, like they actually give fighters incentive. Like if there's a card going on, like. There's $50,000 going on if you knock this guy out tonight. Like if you're the best performance of the night, you get an extra $20,000. Like you don't think that I'm gonna come in there hungry?
Yeah.
After I see the card.
But no, because you gotta think about it. They don't get paid like boxers. So no.
Whatsoever.
What you mean?
Bro,
Conor McGregor was
no, not even.
Even
Conor.
How many Conor McGregors is it in the UFC?
If you look at Conor McGregor's UFC purse compared to what he made when he put gloves on with Floyd.
If it was that good, bro, he wouldn't afford Floyd.
Bro, UFC. I think Conor made like the most.
He was on his way out.
Like $5 to like $7 million in the UFC tops.
He that made Floyd fight put him over the top.
$80 million fighting Floyd.
Okay.
So you got to think about
$6 to $7 million. $80 million.
The incentive part, no. In boxing,
all right. But how many Floyds is in boxing? There's only one.
I could give you a better example. Look at Jake Paul.
That's different.
Bro, no, it's not different. It's not different. It's a guy who took the blueprint.
That's not boxing though. He didn't rise from boxing and make his name through boxing.
He took a page from somebody's business and he built. I can build a box.
A lot of people hate.
Can't name Jake Paul.
A lot of people hate Jake Paul or don't like.
I don't hate Jake Paul. I'm just saying
he's making boxing money.
I like what Jake Paul doing.
Him making doing boxing things when he really just got to where he's at because.
But he's making more money than athletes who's been doing this thing for over years. But
not because of boxing though.
But it is because of boxing because that's what he's doing. He's putting on a boxing show, bro. He's showing you that he built a boxing show out of nowhere.
If DDG go pitch on a boxing match right now and keeps doing it, it's going to be the same shit. That's why I'm telling you,
bro. My man is doing things that Boxing Corporation they never do before.
If Kai Cenat had a boxing match right now, it wouldn't be just as big as Jake Paul. If Kai Cenat said he's going to get in the ring with
I don't know if it would be
anybody.
As big
it won't be as big.
It would be as big.
It would.
It would be big. It wouldn't be as big.
It wouldn't be as big.
You got to think about it. He just sold out Jerry World.
If Kai Cenat said he's going to get in the ring with somebody right now.
I've never seen Netflix glitch a day in my life. They had the Netflix servers glitching. Like, this is how many people tuned in.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, they changing the way of streaming look. Like, no disrespect to boxing, but the Paul brothers, overall what they're doing, not just Logan.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't compare them to boxing. That's why you can't compare them to boxing because they didn't get their fame from boxing. They got their fame from something else and transitioned to boxing.
Yeah, but think about it. How hard do you think it is to take something that is already on a global map and do it your way and make it global again?
Yeah.
Do you know how boxing is already an established global thing? For me, like you said, not come from a boxing background, not have anybody with boxing on my team, just me come and say, I'm going to be a promoter. I'm going to be a promoter. Because he's a promoter. MVP Promotions.
He's just bringing his following.
That's one. Yeah.
He's just bringing his
non-boxing following because he was a YouTuber. So you're bringing a non-boxing following.
They watched him do whatever they want.
You're not a boxer yourself, and now you came and built something that became global next to boxing. You're able to compete globally with boxing.
Not really.
What? Every time he puts on a show, you're looking at over $30-40 million selling out arenas.
I'm not saying you're not.
Putting it on the map. He's putting boxing on the map for a younger crowd.
I don't know.
Bro, it's undeniable. You just had boxing on Netflix. My man put boxing on Netflix.
Yeah.
Something that real boxing has never done.
I've never seen Netflix glitch a day in my life.
He put boxing on Netflix.
Canelo Bud on the screen.
Like, now because of Jake Paul, he influenced boxing to now go drop on Netflix.
So he did bring another whole new revenue.
Bro, he influenced the game.
He just opened up the gates for more money to come in.
He's saving boxing from dying out slowly. Because nobody's tuning in.
That's not going to save boxing if they don't put the best fights up there, though.
Now, that's what I agree with.
That's not going to save boxing.
Go back to the UFC
format. They fight the best.
I love it because it's one guy in the division.
Which one champion?
It's not
8 champions.
It's not belts. It's not the 4 belts. Then you got 4 interim champions. What is this interim stuff? Like, it's one guy. All y'all is either 1, 2, 3, all the way down. And the champ ain't fighting the 17th rank.
Fighting number 2.
He's fighting 2, 3, or 2. 1, 2, or 3. He ain't fighting no. And to get to the champ,
you got to run through all these
2 and the 3 and the 1 and the 2 is fighting each other. So it's that's what we need.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like they need to make the Ring magazine belt.
I feel like that's just what happens with the. I feel like. We get that with the business aspect.
Just put the Ring magazine.
That's the only one that matters, right? The Ring magazine.
Like, you got UFC, you got one person in control. You got Dana White.
The Ring magazine basically mean you the guy.
The guy.
We got all these promoters and all these guys where it becomes a business aspect. Like, all right, well, we ain't getting enough money, so put the fight off.
Real shit.
And then next thing you know, you get a boring fight for all these $1 million that you're like, damn, I'm tuned into this.
Think about these champions, they fighting the 17, 15 ranked fighter now.
We just saw Canelo fight somebody 15-0 who we never heard of in Saudi Arabia for a shitload of money.
Should we seen Bud do it
when we could see Canelo fight Benavidez.
I would love to see it. He don't want that smoke.
He don't want that smoke.
I don't think Canelo wants that smoke. I think Canelo's at that stage in life where he's collecting them coins.
That's where you were trying to be at, right?
Yeah, you got to think about it.
So
Benavidez is really a light heavyweight.
I
wouldn't want to fight him either. Like, Canelo looking at him like he said, you're going to come in 20 pounds already overweight. Then the fight, now you're going to be 190. It's like
Mexican monster.
Yeah, it's like you're going to be 200 pounds.
You're a Mexican monster as well. So, like, you gotta chin up. I think that's where the sport turns into business. And I think they turn Canelo into a business. Where Canelo knows where he's at life. Like, I'm the biggest cash cow, man. I just got to show up and do what I've been doing all my life. And now I get paid.
I think Turkey's saving boxing, though.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make the matchups that's gonna save
he's
boxing.
trying to
But
give the people the fights we want.
But we can't see the fights like this though.
He didn't know that.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but listen,
I feel like him
before the fight happened, it was a good boxing weekend.
We thought it would.
But we really didn't want the Skull fight. Nobody wanted that. As far as the New York joint, we like, all right, this gonna be a good
and
joint.
honestly, if they would have made that a different environment, I think we would have saw a better night.
Yeah.
But I think having like 100 people ringside only, like blocking it off to the fans, driving the fighters down to the ring, like all that shit, like really, like how can I be amped up when I'm in the car getting ready to go to the ring? You know what I'm saying? Like I think that would have been greater if my man Turkey would have.
I like the innovative.
I think honestly, cool. I think Turkey would have killed it if he would have just did the Madison Square Garden. Oh yeah, I think that would have been fucking legendary for New York.
I like the thought,
but we think about it. When the last time we seen a card like that? Tio, Ryan, Rolly, and Devin on one card.
And to be honest, I mean,
they just made it.
I think Rolly made it a good night by putting Ryan down. He made it look interesting. He made it interesting.
He saved the night.
Yeah, he saved the night.
Facts.
He gave a reason to be like, you know what? Even though it was a card, like
nobody wanted
Rolly put him down.
Well, nobody wanted to see the Skull fight, but it had to happen because, like you said, the business. If he don't fight Skull, he's stripped. We don't get the Bud and Canelo fight because
there's no business,
there's
no money,
undisputed fight.
There's no generation, there's no money.
So all right, Turk say, just fight Skull. Take the belt from me.
I'm gonna give him. I mean, I'm gonna cut him this fat check. Cash you out too. I know it's worth your time.
Get your belt back.
Come on, now we can make this major fight.
Right at the fight, we're gonna have Bud walk in.
Because you already knew that shit was coming. My man flew from like NYC straight over there. Like I'm like, hey yo, like
I said it. As soon as I seen him, I said
this big dog shit.
He can walk in the ring.
Yeah, I mean this is all televised. This is all planned out. Like, Turk know what he doing. He said, yo, Bud.
He you, bro. So he's saying the future.
He said, yo, Bud, I got 40 for you. You ain't never seen 40. I got 60 for this guy. Like he always sees 60, so I gotta give him 60. I'll give you 40, and I'm taking like 200 off the top after everything is done. All right, come on, let's do it.
Yeah, so we knew that was that Skull fight. If you know, it had to happen.
Yeah.
Because
business
this is
aspect. how you build up other fights. I don't think people see the business aspect of that shit. Facts. They don't. I think it's crazy what fighters make. Like, I think that shit is wild. So like, I mean, all good to the fighters because I think people don't understand. Like when you're putting in a 10-year career. Like you put 10 long fucking years wear and tear on your body. So
and
like
just to stay on this little top. So we got our own champion in Boots right now.
No, for sure.
So where you see Boots going since he can't get the Bud fight?
Well, I see Boots like really becoming a star under Eddie Hearns. I think Eddie Hearns is really gonna ride Boots out and make him the top. Like Boots is a really great fighter. I do want to see Boots in there with more athletic, more punchers. I want to see people. Virgil is one of them fights that I hear a lot of people talking about. Like I want to see Boots. I want to see Boots in there really be challenged and be in there with a fighter.
I need to see him fuck Brian Norman up.
I love it. I love it. My man said I gotta see him fuck him up.
Like I said, I trained with Boots and Bo and them for the longest.
You need to fuck Brian up, bro.
I've seen Brian Norman get his ass whooped.
I need to see it
at Philly Next Champ.
I need to see it.
Like
listen,
this facade they doing. This facade they saying him and his dad doing.
I'm trying to watch that. I'm tired of watching Mill City boxing, popping that shit.
They just be talking, bro.
I need to see him.
Don't get me wrong. Listen, I love that we got. I love that we got a champion.
Murder this kid.
I love it for the city.
Boots gonna murder this.
I need to see it, bro.
And Boots is doing and Boots is doing great. And I love the fact that he got somebody really behind him, like Eddie Hearns, really building him and building the city is great. It's great for boxing. We need that. I just want to see Boots in there with somebody that's gonna be as hungry and as athletic as him.
Haven't seen
you know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Hearns, like come on, let's give him somebody that's really his stature, his fight style. Like let's really bring the dog out in Boots.
They gave him the number one in the division, and what did he do to him?
Who?
Stanley. This previous fight. See, y'all doing that.
Come on.
He didn't fight the 16th ranked
I
fighter.
Listen, and I respect that, but then who did Stanley Olis
fight? So you gotta respect it, right?
Listen, I respect it, but I don't think Stanley Olis was the right matchup for. I respect that he fought the number one and he beat him hands down.
Y'all asked him to fight a dog,
but that really wasn't an athletic dog.
I'd rather see
that wasn't an athletic dog.
I'd rather see Boots fight Blair Cobbs before I see him fight.
Another guy, my man, and beat up.
That's cool. That's cool. I'd rather see that than Stan Jonas.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying.
I want to see somebody.
But what if I want to make these guys look just like Stan Jonas?
That's cool.
Then that's
Bear
cool.
Cobb's been popping shit, asking for the ass.
You know what I'm saying? I feel as though when you athletically match up with somebody and you dominate them, then that's when I can really say like, all right, you met somebody your match. Like when Bud and Crawford fought. When Bud and Spence fought, everybody kept saying, "Oh, Bud ain't ready. Oh, Spence ain't ready." It was two dogs that should have happened way before, but they both met their match.
Right.
It's either I'm just as athletic as you and I'm just as fast as you. So now it's who's faster. who's gonna move left quicker. We found out that night who was the better man. There was no book unturned. We both knew that they were both fast. They both could connect. They both could fight.
Yeah.
There was no doubt after that.
Right.
That's what I want to see for Boots. I want to see Boots in there with somebody who match up in all different aspects with him, and then let the fight do what it do. Then at 12 rounds, we can say, damn, you know what? Boots just dominated this man. This man was just like him.
It's hard to say who he even match up with right now, though, because you figure Bud getting old. So who Boots really should be in the ring with?
I think I want, just like you, I just want him just to beat. Even though I already seen it.
Brian Newman.
I just want him to beat him up for the world. I know what's going to happen.
That's it.
Facts.
I already know what's going to happen.
That's it. That's what I was like.
So it's just like.
And you know how it goes. Sometimes with certain fights that you pick and win, like, that shit take you to different levels. Like, Canelo beating Skull kind of just made him like, But then now you got Crawford behind you, so it's like, we're right back up. Dig what I'm saying? So it really all comes down to, I mean, your opponents and all that shit play a big picture in your next row and what's going down.
Facts.
But I love to see that. I love to see that what Eddie Hearn doing with Boots. I think that shit's amazing. I love the fact that he's bringing boxing to the East Coast. I think that's great to see championship fights and headliners like in our city or near our city
back.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like that shit. I like the fact that we went to the Wells in November and he did a fight in the Wells. I think that's great for our city. Like, we don't really see a lot of shit like that close by the Atlantic City fight. I was there live too. Like, that's just great environment to know like that shit is coming near us. It's good to support.
No, that's a fact.
I like that shit. I like to know like, damn, Atlantic City, that's right there. I could go down there and support my guy and go bang and have a good time. Like, instead of going like, damn, I gotta go out Vegas or out west or something and go catch these fellas.
And speaking of support, the last question I want to ask you before we leave out. And let's just put it in a position, you know, young Philly kid in the trenches, and he can fight. He gets the inspiration from boxing, and he happens to see you. What would be like the one bit of advice that you would tell that young boy that's trying to box? What would be that one bit of advice that you would tell him?
I would tell him to stay consistent. Like, you know, if this, like I said, this is a sport. This is the only sport you can't play. You get what I'm saying? So
it's a lifestyle.
So it's like you gotta really want it. You gotta just be consistent, you know, like, and then don't overthink it. Just be yourself. Like, be yourself. Soak up as much game as you can, and just the consistency. Like I said, the work and the consistency. That's all you need. The fight and the actual self. If you put the work in, you are gonna see the results. That's the fun part of it. That's time to have fun and showcase the work that they didn't see. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would tell a young kid. Just be consistent.
No, that's facts. I'm not even gonna lie. This is a great Saturday afternoon, man. I'm glad you showed up for the podcast, bro. I appreciate you starting the new season with us too.
Good boxing talk. Good boxing talk.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Everybody that tuned in, appreciate y'all. Y'all already know it's your boy 215.
Y'all make sure y'all catch my guy Deebo too, man. Future champion on the way coming.
Oh yeah.
I'm dropping a link Monday for the national. So make sure y'all tune in.
Listen, if y'all ain't hear about him, y'all gonna find out now for sure.
For sure, that belt coming home with us.
Y'all hear the man. The belt's coming home. Look like we celebrating next week.
Make sure y'all follow on IG at one.Deebo. You feel me?
Follow all the guys.
You already know, man. Let Me Rap With You podcast, producer's new favorite podcast. We will see y'all next Sunday. Well, actually, y'all will see me tonight because we actually have another interview tonight on Zoom. So y'all see me tonight, but y'all see us again next Sunday too.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We're out of here.